morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to Big Grin Emoticon. Big Grin Emoticon was first to say first on one of my recent videos, and thus was this shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here with a review of another neat airplane. This is the XK A250 Brave Fighter. Now looking at this thing, you can see this is a characterized version of an F109 Messerschmitt, okay, but it really doesn't look like a real F109 Messerschmitt, as it's been highly caricaturized. Now, looking at this airplane, the presented area of this airplane has got a very large presented area. What does that mean, folks? It means there's going to be quite a bit of drag on this particular airplane as compared to the other XK Fighter series. Now, with increased drag, I'm going to expect that this is going to require a little more throttle than flying the other warbirds in this series, along with a little bit less flight time because of the increased drag and the increased power requirements. And indeed, this thing, I guess, is predicted to give you about 12 minutes flight time as compared to the others in the fighter series, which give you up to 15 minutes of flight time. Now, it has got a 350 millimeter wingspan on this aircraft. It's constructed of EPP foam, which makes it somewhat crash resistant. It weighs only 62 grams with the battery installed. And what does that mean? That means that this does not require registration in most countries to fly this particular aircraft. Now, it has a real interesting look. And I mentioned the increased drag and large funnel area, and it might reduce flight time compared to others. So we've gone through that already. One other thing I haven't gone through yet is that this is advertised as a 4-channel airplane. Okay, that's not correct. It's actually 3-channel airplane. We have throttle control, we got aileron control on this aircraft, and we got elevator control. But there is no rudder control. This is a fixed rudder on the airplane. So in reality, folks, it's a 3-channel aircraft. I guess they're advertising it 4-channel because the rest of the aircraft in the Warbird series are all 4-channel. This is not. It's 3-channel. So keep that in mind. It is powered, though, like the other Warbirds, by a 1040 or 1020 brushless or brushed motor. Being a brushed motor, it is going to fail eventually, but those 1020s, those got a lot of power, so this should give it some good flight time or good power while it is working before you need to replace it. And actually, I believe you can replace it by removing this, and that gives you access to the back of the motor, so you can get in there to change it. Now, it is powered by a 3.7 volt, where is that battery? Hold on, folks. I'm missing some things here. 3.7 volt, 400 milliampere hour battery. This is it. It's a little 1S battery. Like the other Warbird series, this is also powered by 1S battery. Again, this predicted to give it up to 12 minutes of flight time. And this is the battery charger that you get with this particular battery. So, now, it is also stabilized. They call it 6G stabilization, which means we got 3 axes of pitch, roll, and yaw stabilization, along with accelerometer stabilization in the 3 axes: left, right, forward, back, up, and down. So it has accelerometers along with gyros to provide stabilization to the aircraft. Those are the sensors that provide stabilization. Now, you can turn that off and go into 3D modes. Now, in stabilized mode, let me go over real quick. In stabilized mode, that prevents the 6G stabilized mode, that prevents the aircraft from completely rolling over or pitching over while you're flying it, making it easy to fly for beginner flyers. That's the idea. But when you put it into 3D mode, that enables you to do rolls and loops. At least I hope it does. We haven't taken it out to try it yet. But supposedly, you can do stunts with this. And if you get into problems while doing stunts, you can go back into 6G mode and just let go of the sticks, and it should automatically stabilize itself and go back into level flights to prevent you from crashing. So that's where the advantage of 6G 3D stabilization comes in. Now, with the provided receiver that you get with this is its receiver, they predict up to 150 meters of range with this particular transmitter, But keep in mind that if you don't like the transmitter that this comes with, you can also use a multi-protocol transmitter such as this one here, using V911S/E119 protocol. Most of these have that protocol, these multi-protocols, so just look for V911S/E119. And in fact, I'm going to try to demonstrate that when we go out flying using this transmitter also when we go flying this. Now let's go over the control buttons on this controller. Again, we have throttle on the left. It's mode 2 only. Although this can move back and forth for the rudder, there is no rudder control, so this is meaningless doing that on this particular transmitter. Although it does have pitch control, or elevator control, and roll control, or aileron control. So we got throttle, aileron, and elevator, no rudder. Okay, just letting you know. Although we do have trim buttons for the throttle and the rudder and the pitch or the aileron and the ailerons. So we do have those controls on it. It also has an on-off switch here, and on this side here, this enables you to select higher rates. Okay, what this does is when you give it deflection of the control surfaces, going to higher rate will increase those deflections so you can do more snappy acrobatics or more snappy control of the aircraft as opposed to in the beginner mode, beginner and expert mode, in other words, with this. Now you can also again turn off the stabilization, go into 3D mode by press of the right button here, and again that enables you to do rolls and loops. But if you get into problems, press it again and it will automatically stabilize itself if you let go of the controls. Okay, just let you know. Let's get what comes in the box. Actually, you get the box here. And again, right now, this is the A250. It's a QF109 version. I guess they are planning a future Corsair version, so keep a look out for that. That'll be called the A500 in the future. But what else you get in the box is you get the instruction manual for the aircraft, a quick start card for the aircraft for putting it together. You get the aircraft pieces, and you do have to assemble it some, and that assembly involves attaching the wing to the aircraft by a single screw here. It angles in, but before you put this wing in, you have to plug in the aileron servos control onto the flight control board. It's very simple. It shows you how to do that in the instructions actually, and then you just screw it in right there. And also you do have to attach the landing gear on the aircraft, along with the quick release propeller in the front. And that just pops on and off. Makes it very easy to put together. So that's what. Oh, I haven't gone over completely what you get in the box. You also get a spare propeller and another quick release for that propeller. This actually goes on the shaft of the motor. This is the motor connection, and this is the propeller connection, and they just snap together like so. And I'm not going to do that because it'll be hard to take apart right now because it's not attached. But again, you get a full for the shaft, and you get the propeller, quick release propeller to go with it. And again, you get the charger for the battery. You get the 3.7 400 milliampere hour battery. You get the controller, and you get a little screwdriver to assemble the aircraft, along with some extra screws for the aircraft. So that is the XK A250. Let's take it out into the field, folks, and see how it flies. So hope you enjoy this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and welcome to the maiden flight of the XK A250. Beautiful day here at Pleasant Ridge Park to be flying. Sunny day, very little wind, very few people around here. So great day to fly. Okay, so to fire this up, to turn it on, we need to first plug in the battery. Now, one thing I wish they would add to these airplanes is an on-off switch, so that you could turn it on and off easier than the way you do this, because this, you got to put this on the ground immediately after plugging it in. It wouldn't be much, so the gyros will calibrate. Be much easier if it had an on-off switch, is all I'm saying. Okay, so the battery is plugged in, and we're going to put this on the ground on a flat level surface, which I got there. Then turn on the transmitter and wait a second until the light goes solid. So we should be bound, and I'm checking the surfaces. They seem to be right. Okay, let me make sure that they're going the right direction. Right. And let's see, elevator down, elevator up, and throttle. So we are good to go. So now I'm going to leave it in low rate and beginner mode 3D or 6G mode for takeoff here. Then we'll switch it to high rate, and then we'll try some 3D after that. So, okay, giving it throttle. Bringing it in the air, and there it goes. Nice gentle flyer here in beginner rate. Let me see here. It wants to descend a bit, so I'm going to give it a little bit of upward trim. Let me get it up higher first to do that. Okay, there we go. I guess my control surface was not centered. Okay, let's bring it toward me. Do a close flyby. There it is up close. Pretty cool looking little plane, ain't it? Now its turning rate is rather slow here in beginner rate. I still need more upward trim. Hold on. That's a little better. Let's try high rate. Whoa, that thing turns on a dime in high rate. It turns like the Rare Bear. But it's still descending a bit. Okay, that means I need to adjust the pitch horn on my control surfaces there. But another thing I can do, and let's take a quick look here. There's our quick disconnect working on our propeller. So that does work, we see here. So I'm going back to beginner rate first. And let me adjust the upward trim here. I guess I'm at the max limit there. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do, folks, is I am going to, oh, there we go. I'm going to still fly it the way it is. I'll just give it a little bit of upward push if I need it. But let's get back in the air. Back in the air. It is a cool looking little plane though. I'll give you that. Going back to high rate. Turning on a dime. It's getting buffeted by the wind a bit, because we do have wind today. I better stay down from the sun here. I'm trying to stall it. It doesn't want to stall. Let's stay over here. Oh! Okay, I definitely need to give it some upward trim, or adjust the pitch horn to give it a little more upward stability there, because the way it is right now, it's wanting to go downward. So I'm going to do that real quick, folks, and then come back to you. So hold on while I do that. Okay, I opened up the pitch horn here and gave it 3 counterclockwise turns to give it a little more upward push on the back elevator there, so we should be good to go now. So let me try it again here. The wind's coming just about anyway here, so giving it throttle, getting in the air. Now, I noticed I got to give this thing quite a bit of throttle as compared to the others. Oh, trimming downward now as compared to the other XKs. And again, that's likely because of the increased drag on this airplane. Okay, turning to the right. Let's try to keep it downwind here. Going around in a circle a bit. Going to higher rate. And it banks a lot faster in high rate, see? Let's bring it down close and see if you can see that. Bring it toward me, toward me, toward me, toward me, and then hard banking. Just like the XK Flybear. Except this one's more sluggish, okay? And the reason being it's more sluggish is because of that increased presented area. Okay, let's go up higher. And the reason I want to do that is go to 3D mode and do a loop. Coming back to stabilized mode. So we did a loop up there. Let's go back up again. Try it again. 3D mode. Rolls. Coming out of them. Oh, it rolls real nicely though. I'll give you that. Especially in high rate. Okay, bringing it back toward me. Boy, the wind's buffeting it today. There's a wind here today. Trying to bring it back. Going to a low rate. Go back to low rate. in high rate, with the wind buffeting it, it gets real squirrely. So I had to go back to low rate. Okay, the wind seems to calm down now. Let me go back to high rate then. Going up high, higher, and future. Loop overhead. It is a cool little plane. If this could fly for 12 minutes, yeah, it's a good plane. Although it's squirrely. It's a bit squirrely. A bit squirrely when the wind hits it. And the reason being, you know, I looked at the, let me show you that. Let me bring it in for a second. I want to show you something. Turn it down, bring it in. I want to show you the stabilization on this. It's kind of sluggish. Okay, let me show you what I mean. I take that back. Now it's working properly. Well, see how slow it reacts? Hard bank to the left, slow. And I don't know, maybe that's on purpose or what the reason for it is, but it's kind of a slow reaction as compared to other airplanes that I've seen. Maybe it's by design because of the way this is, you know, more sluggish design to fly in the airplane as an airplane because of the drag, the increased drag. Am I in high rate? Hold on. Okay, I'm in beginner rate now. But again, another thing about this, you know, being advertised as 4-channel, it's not 4-channel, it's 3-channel, no rudder control on this airplane. No rudder, strictly aileron, although it flies nicely. But when the wind buffets it, it gets squirrely. Going back to second rate. I'm noticing I have to give it more and more throttle right now. It's pretty neat to look at though. Neat looking plane. I admit that. So following this flight, I have another battery. I would like to demonstrate flying this with the multi-protocol transmitter. And I got a T-light with me. Did you see how that shallow, or, you know, I did that hard turn there and tried to stall it. It almost did stall. So, but it's held itself in the air. Let's go back up high again. See if we got any more power to do another loop. Just barely. Just barely got power to do that loop. Coming toward me. Back to beginner rate. It gets squirrely when the wind hits it at high rate. I'm sorry, it just does. If you got wind, you want to be in low rate. No wind, yeah, you can go to high rate, but with wind, it gets bumpy. The stabilization ride. Let me try flying it now with just 3D mode. Don't go through the 3D mode right now. Cool. Did a loop over there. Let's do a loop over here. Oh, well, that was a hard one. That was too low to the ground, folks. But hopefully it's still in one piece. Going back to beginner rate. We'll see. Oh, yeah. That's the advantages of flying in a grassy field, folks. Okay, I strongly recommend you do that, especially if you're a beginner. Okay, flying in grassy fields. It'll protect your airplane, protect your investment, in other words. Okay, get back in the air again. Checking it out, looks good. So, grassy field flying. Nice. Okay, enough said on that. Nice plane. It does seem to get some flight time here. I think we're over 7 minutes by now. I was predicting in 7 minutes in my mind here because of the increased drag, but it does seem to fly for an extended period with that 400 milliampere hour battery, which is surprising. Now this thing, how does it glide? Let's take it up higher again and see. Cutting throttle. Well, yeah, it kind of glides. It glides. Getting squirrely again, but I'm in beginner rate, eh? No, that's expert beginner. Got hit with the wind again there, obviously. I tried something there. I was in low rate, so it didn't work well. Let's try it again in high rate. Rolls. Rolls. It did rolls. It rolls nicely, but you want to be in high rate for that, for the rolls. And then going back to low rate because of the wind. High rate. Yeah, squirrely. High rate gets squirrely in stabilized mode. I'm not sure what it does in 3D. In 3D mode it didn't get squirrely, but stabilized mode it got squirrely. So yeah, if you're going to do acrobatics, you want to be in 3D mode and high rate. So just let you know. That kind of seems obvious though. Here's a nice wind buffeting it now in low rate, and it's not having any problems. I go to high rate, that thing will bounce all around the area. Show that again. High rate with the wind. Yeah, see, got hit there with the wind. Going back to low rate. So after this battery goes again, we are going to demonstrate, just a quick demonstration though, with my T-Lite multi-protocol transmitter to show that you can fly this. It's E911 or V911S E119 mode. I'm sorry, boy, that's confusing, ain't it? V911S E119 multi-protocol or protocol that you'd select on your transmitter. But yeah, I take it back. I didn't think this thing would fly very long on a 400 milliampere with all the drag. Although, you know, it doesn't like being buffeted by wind. It does not like it. I can see that. Try another flyby again. Yeah, that wind's picking up big time now. So, remainder of the flight here, just flying it gentle. Showing it going by. Now, you know, the caricature design. I don't know what this is called. It's, you know, some people call it a cartoon airplane. I call it a caricature of the F109. But I don't know the purpose why you wouldn't want to do this other than it's interesting looking airplane. Cutting throttle. It's gliding, and giving throttle. Coming back. Gliding. Okay, I got it at full throttle right now. I'm going to call it quits here now because I think I might be hurting my battery. I'm not sure. Yeah, that battery's done. I'm stopping it here because I'm giving it almost full throttle. So there goes the propeller. So that's the flight time. Now, I didn't fly it until we got low voltage cut off. The reason being I was giving it almost full throttle there, so I'm worried about hurting the battery We probably at low voltage already. Okay, I'm going to swap this battery out, and then we'll try it with the T-Light transmitter. So hold on, folks, while I do that. Okay, I got my multi-protocol set to E119, and also got it set ready to bind. Okay, I got it, the menus all ready to bind here. So right now I'm just need to plug in the aircraft, and I hear a little oh, he's way up there. Okay, hear a little airplane, but he's way up there, but he's got a live motor. So, okay, and that is turned on. Let's see if I need to bind it. Yeah, I do. Okay, so I'm going to select enter on bind. I already got it set on bind. Enter. And we should be bound. And we are. Okay, so I had to manually bind it. Let me exit out of that menu. So we're good to go. Down, up, throttle. Good to go. Okay, now the one thing about this is I can't figure out how to turn off stabilization on this from when it's in stabilized mode, but let's get it going. I'm going to throw it this way for now. Pulling up a bit, and there we go. Flying with the multi-protocol transmitter in first rate, in low rate, and stabilized mode. I think it's stabilized. Yeah, it's stabilized. But it turns real hard, so I'm thinking it may be, or it just might be my transmitter, but it flies a lot better than flying with the toy transmitter that comes with this. I'll tell you that. It's nice and smooth right now. What's up with that? Flies real nice and smooth with this. In fact, I can probably keep it. Well, I take that back. There we go. I stalled it. Too hard of a turn. Sorry about that, folks. But it happens. Again, that's why you fly in a grassy field. Always fly in a grassy field. Never fly in a parking lot or an asphalt. Don't do that. You're gonna break your airplane or whatever you're flying. Okay, the wind's picking up. Let's see it fly in the wind. Yeah, bouncing a bit in the wind. I'm going to keep it up high for the rest of this flight here. Well, actually, I'm not going to fly too long at all. I just wanted to demonstrate that it can indeed fly with multi-protocol transmitters. And fly really nicely. Rather nicely. Boy, that wind's picking up. I shouldn't have been flying today, but it was such a beautiful day I had to. And the weather's supposed to get bad the remainder of the week. That's why I'm flying too. Here, just coasting it down. It actually glides. I can't believe it does, but it does. Coming back, way over there. Let's try to keep it over here. Okay, one more pass and then we'll call it quits for the day. Just showing again that I am flying it with multi-protocol transmitter. One more pass, just to show it to you. Okay, so let's bring it in for a landing and give you my final thoughts on it. And lining it up, turning it down, reducing throttle, coming into the wind. Come back, get back, there you go. Curve, flop. So that's the flight of the XK A250. Again, you can fly it with the provided transmitter or with your own. Actually, it was flying rather nicely with the T-Light. It was kind of a much smoother flight. I'm not sure the reason. I don't know. But other things about it, the flight time was relatively good. You know, I thought it would be less of a flight time. But again, you know, we got this large presented drag here, so it is a little bit sluggish, and it can stall, as you've seen here. I've demonstrated several times. Another thing you want to consider, now this is the way it's put together is, this is held in place by a clip on the wing and by a screw right here. But I would also recommend putting a bead of glue along this, because this wing can pop out like that, if you can see. So, you know, a bead of glue or even a piece of tape to hold the wing a little sturdier onto the aircraft. Yeah, a piece of tape might work very well without using glue. So that's the A250, XK850. Where's its, where did I put its stock transmitter? There we go. There's a stock transmitter. That's the XK850. Neat little airplane. So hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101. Signing out. Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.